All right. So, as a person that's born and raised in Detroit, I've watched the media time and time again throughout the years and how it is that the media normally gets excited, right? The world normally gets excited whenever that there's something horribly wrong or horribly negative about Detroit that they can exploit and they can use that in order to get a monetary type of gain, how they could spin it and dissect it and remix it a multitude of ways to keep money circulating from any and all negative type of news dealing with Detroit, because Detroit is another black mecca in the United States. And not only that, any time that you might have had mayors or city officials or other people such as in the community or even people on the school board, anytime that they can happen to hear bad news about that and find a way to exploit that, they will, again, because Detroit is a black mecca. Usually when it deals with black meccas, you will have those in the media try to find some type of way in order to shift the narrative or try to spin something. So this leads us to here. And again, I've been on social media for quite some time, and I really haven't seen any glaring, polarizing stories about the city of Detroit in quite some time. I've seen it about every other city, right, in the United States. Detroit has been pretty much, tucked directly in the back, minding, its own business. And here comes Rolling Loud in their Twitter, deciding that, oh, look at what Detroit is doing. They're trying to copy Hollywood by trying to make their own Hollywood Detroit style sign. Oh my God. Look at this. Everybody, come look at this. Really? This is what we got? You thought that this was going to what generate some type of views? As I'm currently actually looking at this post, you got about quote unquote 4.2 million views. 4.2 million views, I'm not even sure realistically how, right? And then you got 52k likes out of that 4.2 million. Then you got 2.4k shares. Then out of all of that, you only got 1.2k comments. Yeah, yeah, and then looking through a lot of those comments, people aren't really saying what it is that you would think that they would be saying. Everything is actually completely neutral. Um, People are either just disagreeing with the sign, or some people are liking the sign. Some people are directly in the middle. But I really felt as though that they generated this post to really try to, as some people say, stir the pot, but no pot was stirred because there is no pot. Because again, you know, people will try to bring up Detroit when it is that they feel that they can happen to put a wow factor. It's like, see, got you. Look at this negativity. There's nothing. There's nothing. The only thing that people are now bringing up is like, oh, 400 grand for this. That's it. That's it. And more than likely, if it is 400 grand, that means that it was for, working on the side of the road, the placement, the concrete, actually building the signs. And more than likely, it might have some electrical work possibly as well. So it may also light up during the night so people can see it at night. And then during the day, you'll see it, as is. Yeah, this is pretty piss poor and sad. That's that's my opinion. Like I said before, as a native Detroiter, born and raised, not somebody who just wears the 313 or the old English D directly on their sleeve or on their chest or back or whatever you want to sit up there and call it in order to perpetrate, to try to make it seem like they are from there, because that's the only place that people can seem to name when they leave the state. No, no, no. As a person born and raised, went to school there. Um, this is just sad. I'm not sure if anybody else has actually noticed it, but I've taken quite a notice, and I've seen content not looking the exact same when I look directly on social media. It's looking quite dry. And again, people will try to pull off of something negative or try to formulate something negative in order to generate some type of negative content. And again, this Detroit sign, there's nothing negative about it. This is the city of Detroit, trying to beautify the entryways and the exit ways of the city, They've also done this with a variety of Black neighborhoods as well, where they'll try to decorate and, I guess you could say, upscale the entry and the exit ways into a lot of Black neighborhoods. Like, this is nothing new. If you've lived in Detroit, been in Detroit, seeing a lot of these changes, this is not anything new, right? But again, you have those out there who don't really have any type of content that will decide that, hey, let's try to, drum up something. Let's try to create a narrative, or let's see what people are going to negatively, say directly about this. Like I said before, everything is about money, especially when it deals with Detroit and people wanting to bring up news. It 9 times out of 10, it's usually about money when it's these big media platforms that generate a whole bunch of views from negativity and zero positivity.